Hey everyone, SilverContrail here. I'm back playing SolitaryCraft, and yeah, we're doing some cool stuff, doing some fun stuff. If you're new to the channel, and I'm going to preface this just because I got a huge influx of subscribers recently. If you're new, yeah, this is my normal series. This is what I normally do. I play Minecraft. This is modded Minecraft, so it's got quite a few mods on here. This is the SolitaryCraft pack, which you can find on the ATLauncher. You can go to their website, check it out. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff. So today, a couple of things. You can see that I've been working on this ceiling up here. These are, let me see if I can get up here. These are glass bricks from Extra Utilities. It's the same. It's basically the same as the thickened glass here. If you craft 4 of these together, you get 4 of the glass bricks. And I'm using this for my, I guess half floor, half ceiling. Not quite finished yet. It actually takes a little bit to make these. It takes 2 sand, because to make them, what you basically have to do is, and I'll show you. 1, 2. To make them, you need to go 2 glass like this, and then 2 sand, and you get 1 sandy glass. If you smelt this, you get 1 of these thickened glass. So it's kind of a pain. It takes a lot of sand and stuff. So what I usually do is I pulverize cobblestone, and that turns it into sand, and then the sand gets smelted into the glass, and then some of the sand I don't smelt, and then I just use it to craft the sanded glass, and then smelt that, and then there we go, there's the thickened glass. I think I showed this off. I had a setup for it in the old base over there, and I have since gutted it, but yeah, here we are. I'm kind of running through that just to get the rest of the stuff here that we need. I don't have any ethanol right now, so I'm at, I think, 15%. So, kind of not happy about that. It's taking a long time. I did change my farm a little bit. I expanded the saplings because I wasn't getting as many saplings as I want. But I'm starting to get there. Starting to get a little bit more, so should be. I want to be able to pull profit to get a really solid return at some point. That would be nice. Let's see if I can get over this. Shear, or this thing, whatever this thing is, takes a little bit of work, a little bit of time. I'm thinking about hooking up a sludge boiler here too. You can use this sludge to get like clay and stuff. Might do that down the road. And I'm gonna need some sort of storage here pretty soon, which is actually part of what we're gonna set up today. We're going to finally get to fleshing out our ME system, the Applied Energistics, storage and auto crafting and automation, all that fun stuff. That is on today's agenda, so we're going to get right to that. I need my golden bag of holding. All right, let's pull this thing open. Okay, so we got some stuff in here that we want to mess with. First, we need the ME assembly chamber. Molecular stuff. I don't really know actually what it is. I think it's called the molecular assembler. I could be wrong. We're gonna make a basic one to kind of get us started. This is a multi-block structure, which there actually aren't a lot of in this mod pack, which is kind of surprising. I guess it's because I don't have like forestry on, so that probably explains it. Oh, I don't have enough heat vents. I need 2 more heat vents. Okay, let's jump up. It's turning night, so let me go to sleep real quick. What this thing is going to do, and this is part of Applied Energistics, is let us automatically craft a bunch of different stuff. Really handy. Always want to be able to make them if you can, because they're so nice. Let's look up heat vent. We want to make this guy. Oh, I don't have a thing for this. Oh, there we go. Derp. Oh, I don't have any cables. Okay. Let's make some cables first. We need fluix dust. I need to go like this, and then we need glass, which I might not have. Oh, I do have glass. Good. Should only need 3, so let's just grab 3, and then boom, there we go. We need 1 and 2. Awesome. Okay. Right? Yeah. Basically, what you do is you make an outline with the containment walls. You can make this in a bunch of different sizes. I'm gonna make it the smallest possible size, just to save on resources right now. And then we'll put one heat vent here. You put one on each of the flat faces. In the center, you want to put a pattern encoder. You need at least one of these. And then up here, oh, that is the wrong thing. That is not what I want. I want a heat vent here. See if I can get that. There we go. And then a heat vent here, and there we go. The textures change, and we now have an ME molecular assembler chamber. Okay, so that's what it is. Lots of R's. Okay, so basically what this has is, if you're unfamiliar, this is a place to store patterns, and we create patterns from... Actually, on second thought, let's just do it down here, because why would I go up there to do it? That doesn't really make any sense. Okay. And to encode patterns, you need to do that in the pattern encoder, the ME pattern encoder, which is a little block here. And we just make some patterns. But the first thing we're going to need is an actual pattern, a blank one. So let's look that up. Pattern. All right, an ME blank pattern. It takes some glowstone, some glass, Certus quartz, and some iron. Shift clicking drops the recipe into here so we can pull this out. And we will pull out just one of them for now. We will need a bunch more. Another pro tip, if you put the blank pattern here, and then you click on the pattern you want, and oh wait, I thought that did that. Does it not work like that anymore? Maybe it doesn't work like that anymore. Oh well. Then I do want to do this differently. We do want to go up top for this. Let me put these away. Yeah. Yeah, we want to do this a little bit differently than what I was going to do, which is fine. Doesn't really matter where you put this, just as long as you have access to it, I guess. We're going to pull out one of you, one of you, one of you, and one of you. Okay, so if we create the recipe in here, just like so, this is going to encode our blank pattern with the way to produce more blank patterns. So we encode it, and we can see that it is now an encoded pattern. It crafts one blank pattern with 2 glass, 3 glowstone, 1 Certus quartz, and 3 iron ingots. Drop down below. Open this guy up. Drop the pattern in here. Okay. Oh, it changes colors now. Oh, no, it doesn't. Every time I have started a new world and I have dropped a pattern into here, the first pattern I always make is the blank pattern recipe. And you'll see why. Unless it's immediately obvious to you, which it might be. It's pretty obvious to me, but every time I put that one in here, I'm always like, oh, the texture changes. 'Cause that's weird. Like, look at it. It changes, right? But what I always forget is that when you drop things in here, it becomes the texture of the item that it crafts. So that's why it changes. Like, here's a blank pattern, but it makes a blank pattern, so it looks like a blank pattern. I don't know. It's just something that happens to me every time I start a new world and I drop my first thing into the assembler chamber, and then I'm just like, oh, look, it changed. And then I think, oh, wait, no, it doesn't. I'm just being silly. Okay, so now that we have recipes that we can automatically make, one of the cool things we can do now is switch our setup here. So we can go, we can switch our view. So this shows all the stored and the craftable items. This showed all the stored items, and this shows just our craftable items. So we can actually craft our blank pattern here. If I tell it to craft, it will craft one, I thought. Oh, yeah, I forget it does that. That's why I don't use that mode, blank pattern. So there's now a blank pattern in here. If I pull this out, I don't have any, but I have the option to make another one if I want. So boom, it just makes another one. Pretty easy. So now I can, if I want something, I can automatically request it. It will craft it from whatever is stored in this ME drive, all the items that are stored in here. And yeah, auto crafting is go. Pretty neat. The crafting monitor shows you the status of things that are being crafted, so you can queue up really complex crafting recipes that require many subcomponents, and as long as it knows how to make all those subcomponents, or it at least has them, it will create them. And this takes a little bit of time sometimes. You can speed up the process by changing your assembler chamber, making it larger, and adding in crafting CPUs. But it will tell you in here what it's eventually going to craft, and then what components it's crafting in here. And then if it's missing any materials, it'll bring them up in here. You can also use this to cancel jobs or sub jobs, like it says down here. So it's pretty handy. I always want to make one of these. This is pretty basic ME setup. This I made recently. You might be wondering what this is. This is from Extra Cells. This is an add-on to Applied Energistics that allows you to store liquids as data. So pretty cool. But we won't mess with that quite yet. Did I want to go down here? I don't want to go down here. Okay. The next thing we want to do is start working towards automation. I think it's probably the next thing we want to do. So let's usually when I first create my patterns and stuff, I try to set up things in a way so that I can automatically craft a bunch of stuff, like things that I know I'll need. For instance, this actually might be the wrong recipe. It is the wrong recipe. I'm going to try to create some basic stuff, some basic items for Applied Energistics. Stuff like the quartz cutting knife. This is really important for crafting components for all the different stuff, all the processors. So I definitely want to make one of those. Excuse me. And so if I look up the cutting knife, I can go ahead and craft one. Oh, it doesn't have sticks, which makes sense. Cutting knife. There we go. And we can make some recipes here. So one of the basic recipes is the processor, which takes some gold and some redstone and some silicon, which we have right here. So if we drop the silicon, we drop in the gold, and then we drop in the redstone, we get the basic processor. And so on and so forth. So that's done. We want to make things like flux dust, which is kind of handy to have. Oh, I don't want to put that there. We need some more blank patterns. So simply put, we're just going to go ahead and queue up 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy. Clear the recipe there. The flux dust is redstone, I believe. The grinded nether quartz dust, and something else. Is it the Certus quartz? I think it's the Certus quartz, which I don't actually have a whole lot of right now. There we go. There's the flux. Let me drop some of this stuff off. Got a lot of stuff in my inventory right now. Way too much. So that's recorded, and yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff that I will probably run through here and get in, and then we'll meet back up and we'll talk about automation, because I think that's probably the next step. Alright guys, so I just went out and set up another ender quarry, so hopefully this will run and do its thing. Getting quite a bit of cobblestone. I'm looking for some ores. I may have accidentally overlapped this with an area that I earlier quarried out, but I'm unsure. But from now on, I'm probably going to keep quarrying over the ice because it's pretty easy to set up the fences, and yeah, it's just pretty nice. So I'm wondering if this is actually a different biome. I wanted to check. This is polar. This is a river. Okay, that's kind of weird. There's just this river in the middle. But yeah, we will go ahead and jump back to the base, I guess. And we'll talk about some automation, because I said that's what we're going to do before I took off there. And the way we're going to automate things is stuff that's coming out of the quarry that needs to be run through different processes has to be automated. And I want to have that done automatically. So the items that are coming in from the Tesseract here, this is my main input into my system. And they aren't going directly into the ME system quite yet. I haven't set up everything for that. So I still have them importing into this chest here. When things come into this chest, they are effectively sorted into these deep storage units, and the rest of it just kind of, sorry about that, just kind of sits here and does nothing. But I want to change that. In the future, what I'll eventually have being done is all the items being imported into the system directly, and they'll be stored, but I don't have that set up. Again, don't have that set up quite yet, but for today we can at least set up the automation for smelting and processing ores. So when we get an ore in here, what we want to do is we want to throw it into our extractor, assuming the extractor can process it, which I'm pretty sure it can. It usually can get most things. Once it's run through the extractor, we want to pull it out of the extractor and put it into a furnace. That's actually what's happening already. I have it automated with some item ducts. When an item, I put the ores in here, they get processed by the extractor, they come into this chest, and then they go upstairs into the powered furnace that's up there, or the redstone furnace, and then they're smelted. But I want to do that without this here, and I want to have it all done through my ME system. And the easiest way to do that is to actually use an import bus and export buses. So I've got some stuff wired up. Let's go upstairs and grab ourselves some buses, and the sun is going down, of course. Of course. Wait for this to run. There we go. Okay, so we want bus. Alright, so we've got a basic import bus. Let me put this away in here. Oh. Yeah, you can't sort... the thing with Applied Energistics that's kind of bugging me is you can't sort your inventory while you're in here. Like if I use my middle mouse click, which is usually to sort my inventory, it doesn't do anything. So it's kind of a pain. What do we have? Yeah, we have an import bus. We need an export bus. So we'll craft one of those. It'll make them... Oh, I don't have glass. Do I really not have any glass? That's kind of annoying. Where did all my glass go? I thought I had a lot of it. I guess not. I will need to get some more glass then. Another thing we can do with our system is get certain quantities of items and keep those within our system. So if I say I always want to have a stack of glass in here, there's a way to do that. And we'll probably do that at some point. So, okay, that's done. So we want bus again, and we grab the export bus. So how these guys work is the export bus takes items that are inside of the ME system and puts them into inventories as long as they're valid. The import bus takes items that are, what do I want to say? It takes items that are in inventories and pulls them into the ME system. So over here, we're actually going to be able to get... I think we can just get rid of all this, actually. I may want to hook this up differently. I had it going around the back, but I don't think I want to do that anymore. I just have this cable wired going that way, just to keep it out of the way. And we want to... do actually want the cable there. I don't want that there, I want the cable there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so we want an import bus, or an export bus, excuse me. So export bus goes here, and I'm going to point it at... Oh, we're going to need a different export bus. There's a couple different types of buses. There's the import, the export, and the storage. Of those, they also have 3 different varieties. There's fuzzy, at least for the export and import buses, there's fuzzy and precision. Generally, you're going to want precision, unless you're doing something very simple. And the way you do that is if you craft an import bus with a basic processor, you get the ME Precision bus of that type. So we want to do that twice, actually, because we definitely want these things. Okay, so if we point the export bus at it now, we have a little bit of a more advanced GUI. Before we only had the one slot and we didn't have these options here, but now we have more options available to us. What we will do is we'll grab some ore. Okay, we've got tin and iron. We're going to want to tell this precision import bus if there is any iron ore or any tin ore in the system to always export it into the extractor, always. And we can see this in action if we go upstairs and we put these guys into the system itself. We jump back downstairs. The iron has already been exported into the extractor. So now if I run the extractor, it will, of course, run through the iron ore that I put in it. Pretty straightforward. And then what we would do after that is hook up an import bus here. Not going to do it quite yet because we have some other things to mess with. And this is actually, as far as my purposes for now go, this is fine. Because we don't have this hooked up quite yet, but we will here in a second. In fact, we're probably going to want another one. If you remember my setup last time in my other world, I had a pretty complex setup going, and I imagine this is going to be pretty complex too. So we want to get, do we want another import bus? What did I use up? I just used up an export. We want another export bus. Okay, ME export bus. So we'll tell that to craft. And it's going to complain about not having glass. Where did all my sand go? I thought I had like a lot of it. Oh, there it is. This is the iron flakes coming up. Let me grab some more stuff together and we'll automate the furnaces. And then I think we just got to automate the furnace crafting and then we'll probably be done for the episode. Alright guys, I'm back. So as you can see, I've set some more stuff up. I've changed the configuration for these furnaces. Well, I've added a bunch of things to them. You can see that it's automatically processing ore flakes. Where is it getting those ore flakes from? From right over here. The items in this chest are being imported back that way through this import bus into the system. The system detects that it's got ore flakes, and then it goes, hey, this export bus is telling me to export all of my iron ore flakes into this chest. Now using item ducts here, because it's a little bit easier to work with multiple of these redstone furnaces, but otherwise I could just export directly into a furnace. I like this configuration usually. I'm still experimenting with it. I thought it would maybe split up the ore flakes. You can see there's 10 in here and there's none in here. I thought it would maybe split them up, but it doesn't seem to want to, which I guess isn't too bad. I think if this does fill up, it'll eventually switch over to this one. I just wish it would go ahead and split them up because it realizes there are multiple inventories. But whatever, that's fine too. At this point, you know, I could very easily start importing out of this chest into my ME system. An iron ore that is put in here will be sent to the extractor. You can see it's already here. It'll be processed through. It'll be sent to a furnace. It'll be turned into iron ingots, and oh, I think I screwed it up. Okay. There, that should work a little bit nicer. Any iron ingots that enter here get imported back into the system. So all that remains really is to set up this guy. That's it. If this one is importing into the system, then my ore processing is 100% complete. There's still some touch-up little details here and there that I want to switch, which we'll get to. At this point, I'm looking at increasing my power production so that I can run multiple extractors. Because right now this is kind of taxing on my energy, especially running the quarry at the same time. So not the best situation to be in, but it's pretty good overall, I think. It's nice to finally have some automation going. So by next time, I'm hoping to have a lot more automated and have some more automated crafting that requires machines. Look at those squids down there. Sploosh. I was gonna go check down in here and see what this looks like. Because I haven't been down here before. Although, I don't know if there's anything to actually investigate down here. Oh, I hear lava. Should probably not dig straight down. That is Minecraft's #1 rule. Don't dig straight down. And here I am, breaking it. With some fairly decent stuff on me, too. Where am I? Show me my mini-map. Is there, like, anything around here that's interesting? There's some caves over here, I guess. If I can get into them. I missed them. Are they up? Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. Where's my torches? You can see the... I think this is part of what I've quarried out. It's turning into dirt now. Not that way. But pretty much everything in this direction should be dirt. Or at least what I've quarried of it. I wonder how much progress I've actually made then. Sploosh. Yeah, so about maybe this corner is about as far as it's gotten. Let's see what the percentage is. 20%. Okay, so that makes sense. About almost a quarter. Actually, I should just say a fifth. So yeah, that's cool. Anyways, that's about it for me today. We'll do some more stuff next time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and until next time then.